for as parents, we may not be able to attend to their needs, and then it becomes so difficult to really help them. stage of their life, they will find it so easy to speak to you, to talk to you, whatever they are going through. Instead of them going to talk to friends, they will relate with you as their parent. They will talk to you as their parent, and it becomes so easy for you to know them intimately because they are talking to you of what they are going through. Because why they will talk to us outsider is because they believe that the outsider is a friend. So, and they believe that their parent, they are just their parent. So they will put a boundary, they will put a wall in between, that the parent can't relate with them, and then they too can't relate with the parent. So these are some things that makes it so difficult for many parents to be able to get to relate with their kids at that stage of life, between 15 and 25. Many used to have issues. So I was talking to a teenager, I think that should be like 4 or 3 days ago, and then we got talking. I knew how she was sounding, or she used to sound, or she used to talk when she was between 17, 18, 20. But now she's at least over 20 now. So her talk changed. The way she relates changes. So now I was like, you are not seem to be like a big girl now. Oh, you are talking differently, and your perspective has changed. You know, she loud. Now what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get her to see that she is being studied, she is being monitored, then she is being observed. So when there is changes in her, then it's appropriate that I won't commend her. Then when there is no changes, it's appropriate that correction is made. So please, parents, befriend your children. Let them know that in the course of your discussion, let them know that you are observing them, you are looking at them. It becomes so easy for them to appreciate it when you appreciate them. It becomes so easy for them to love it when you commend them. Unlike when everything you do about them is to condemn them. It could be dangerous. And that takes us to number 4. Stop condemning them. Stop condemning your children. In whatever they do, please don't condemn them again. The stage they are is normal for them to misbehave. And if they do not misbehave, even you too supposed to ask yourself, I hope they are okay. And so because that is the normal thing for a child or for a youth of that age. So ensure that you make up your mind not to allow anything to come between you and them in the way they handle their stuff. All right.
Okay, sir, thank you so very much. Viewers, I hope you are still with us. Don't forget the number to reach us on is +234 8054 281604. And you can equally send your live question. We are on Facebook, that is Seun Orebiyi on Facebook, Dr. Seun Orebiyi on Instagram, and on YouTube, Gum Live TV. Okay, sir, before you go on, sir, I will want to ask this question that is in the area of understanding the children. Now, what happens in a situation where you are not really in tune with the free life a child wants to embark on? How do you go about this? Like, for example, the child might want to like hang out with friends, and you as a parent, you are not too good with that. Or a child might be the type that is very friendly, and the friends want to come to the house to visit, want to always come around. And you as a parent, you are not too good with, a child hanging out with friends, maybe due to your experience, blah, 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 here and there. What do you advise that such parents do with such child?
If I can get the question, that is, a child is friendly or
a child is over friendly now. It's always in the midst of friends, male, female, that people now even know, the child has been friendly, and before you know it, he or she can be taking advantage of excessive.
Now, if I understand that clearly, such a child is an extrovert.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about. That was when I talk about the parents should know the kids. Such a child is an extrovert. An extrovert child or somebody with the temperament of an extrovert cannot be stopped from having friends. They make friends easily, automatically. They make friends either they want to or they don't want to. People just like them for who they are. People just relate with them for who they are. So it becomes so difficult for a parent to think that they want to stop such a child from having friends. It won't happen. It won't work. Now, the only thing a parent can do, if one's own is a female, what one can do is to ensure that one inculcates the right thing into such a child. How do I mean? A child of maybe 14, 13, 15, 16, or 17 that is that is an extrovert. That simply means she talks more, she relates more, and she has more people flunging and flipping around her, both male and female. So what the parent has to do with such a child, that was why I said that they should not see them as being possessed or being bewitched. So the parent need to inculcate into such a child what the child need to know. Number one, if you have male friends and you have them as much as this, be careful, because if they begin to touch you in your private areas and you don't talk, they will go deeper. And be mindful of what you eat around male, or else they can drug you as the child. Which one is telling the child now? They can drug you and take advantage of you. They can drug your food, they can drug your drink, they can drug anything. So, and don't visit anybody without you informing someone that, oh, you are going to some person's place. And don't ever go visiting a male without a second person beside you, or a third person. So when the child have all those details at her fingertips, it becomes so easy for her to apply those things at every stage of life. Because you can't stop an extrovert. What you will end up doing is to create an enemy as a child. That's the truth. The child wants to relate, the child wants to talk. That's why you see many children will go to school and they will not want to come back home, because the parents are locking the door on them. Somebody that wants to relate with people, and they are like, oh no, you can't do that. And the child, anytime the child is free, he will just run off and not come back home. So now the question there is this: if such a child, female, that is an extrovert, is put through the knowledge of what she can do with guys or around guys, or with even female friends, it becomes so easy for her to keep dipping her hands into that pool of knowledge that has been passed on to her, and keep learning and keep talking and keep relating and keep behaving, than for her not to know what is likely to happen. So the child needs to be put through. If you hang around male too much, they can take advantage of you. If you go to the house and you just want to eat or drink anyhow, they can drug you and take advantage of you. Make sure you don't visit a male friend without your friend, or 2 or 3 of your friends along with you. So that becomes so easy in her heart that whenever she's taking this step, she'll be able to know that, oh, I was told this, I was told that, and she will take that step in the right direction. So the ones also need to make her understand or educate her on sex education. The fact that anything that happens can result into what she does not want. And what she does not plan for, what she does not want, may manifest if she does not take her time to be able to understand that there is nothing hidden as far as sex is concerned. She must ensure she cut off, and she did not allow such to be bestowed upon her in any way. So that way it becomes easy for her to be in the right knowledge of what she can do, how she can do it at every stage of life, and it becomes so easy for her to keep growing from level to level, having those knowledge at the tip of her fingers. So parents cannot stop an extrovert child. You can't. You will only, both male and female, you will only create enemy between you and the child. So what you can do is to educate him or her on the consequence, the danger of whatever friends he or she hang around with, and the journey becomes so easy. So then when the friend comes around, it becomes so easy too for a parent to study the kind of friend that such a child is having or hanging around. So because if they do not come around, there is no way you as a parent can know the kind of friends that the child hang around with. So, but when they come in, then you can be able to look at them one by one, like, oh, even from a distance, you can just monitor them without even interrupting them. And then from there, you get to know how one thinks, how one relates, what is on one's mind, and what is obsessed in one's mentality. Then you can sit your own child down and tell him or her, see, that your friend on the left, be careful with him, he has the tendency of doing this. That one on the right, I think it's a good boy, or I think she's a good girl. So, but this one is because I heard your discussion. So such a child will know that the parent is monitoring and watching her or him. Because he's both male and female. So it becomes so easy for such a child to know that whatever the parent is saying is for our own good and not for the parent.
Thank you so very much, sir. Viewers, I hope you are still with us. Don't forget the number to reach us on is +234-8054-281604. And you can send your live questions as well. We're on Facebook. That is Seun Orebiyi on Facebook. Dr. Seun Orebiyi on Instagram. Gum Live TV on YouTube. And we're equally on Gum Radio too as well. Okay, sir. Sir, before we go on, sir, we want you to, just give us, a tip on, understanding, our children more. Like over the week, sir, I am treating a case of a child that is always in a rancor with the father, and the child is just 17. It gets so bad that it becomes physical. And when we were trying to know what happened, the child was like, I just hate my dad. I hate my dad. He did not want me to do anything. He's always castigating me. So in this case, what can you advise such parents? Because the father just broke down, the man was weeping like a child.
A male or a female?
A male, sir.
Now, like I said, befriending your kid children. If you don't befriend them, you can't know them. And many parents are making great mistake along this line. They want to stand as father, they want to stand as mother, they want to stand as parent, and they don't want to see clearly that until they befriend their kids, they can't get to know them. So, because now, when you look at creation, when God created Adam and Eve out of Adam, Bible says God will come down in the cool of the day to fellowship with them. What is God trying to do? God is trying to befriend his creatures. That means he's trying to get closer to them, to get to know them, to get to see them, to get to relate with them. Many parents are lacking in this area. Many parents don't even relate or communicate with their kids. All they do is to command and boss them around. When you are a boss as a parent to your kids, you can't be their friends, and they will always be at the loggerhead. Because boss give the command, he does not know what will happen when you are carrying it out. His own is, this is what you must do. And the subordinate too around, they will do their own stuff too. Because they won't go and do everything the boss said. They will just go back and one corner and so. But it's better to be a leader than to be a boss. A leader get to befriend his kids. A leader parent get to know the kids. A leader parent get to be soft enough to be able to ensure that they cope the child right from when the child is still easy to cope such a child. Now look at the aspect of being physical. Now the question there is this: is it all the time that you beat your kids that you are able to get the lesson into them? No. There are times to beat them. There are times that you will bring the cane out, but you will withdraw it and let the guy know, I could have beat you just now, but because of what you have done, now I'm not going to beat you. I'm going to give you another chance because I know you are a good child. I know you will change. I know you will turn around. So please don't disappoint me again next time, because next time I won't be this cool with you. So the child will pick up that lesson faster because it's a lesson that is being passed on in love, not by force. So when love is in place, it becomes so easy for you as a parent to relate well with your kids. But when love is out of place, all you have left is force.
I hear you, sir.
And when force is what you are using against them or using on them, you can't befriend them and you can't get the best out of them. So you must ensure that you get to the point at which you are able to be a leader, even as a parent to your children. Don't be a boss. A boss gives command and does not look back. And people that are hanging around the boss, they will only do the right thing when the boss is there. And when the boss turns his back, they do the wrong thing. So the question there is, whatever you are inculcating into your children, I believe you expect that they will live with it all the days of their life. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that he or she should go. But when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now the question there is this: if you are trying to pass message to your teenagers, to your youth, like a boss, you can't get the information into them, because it will only be bouncing on the rebellious side of them. But when you get to see them and befriend them and you get to study them and you know them, then they see clearly that you are not a boss parent, you are a leader parent. So they follow you easily because you show the way and you follow the way and you also train the paths. They will come behind you. So for such a child to have been physical with the parents is one, the parent's problem. The parent has larger part of the issue. I care less, whatever excuse the father might have, some things has gone wrong while the child was growing. Before he became 17, some things have not been put in place. And the word of God says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Now, the question there is this: what is the solution? What can such a father do? In my candid advice, such a father will still have to go back and do the right thing. Go and ask parents that have great kids, how did you do it? They will easily tell you, oh, my children, we are friends. So such a father will have to get back to the point at which he becomes so calm. And he calls such a child, maybe in the middle of the night, or early in the morning, or even in the afternoon, anytime that he realizes that the child is in a good state. And one of the ways he can get that done is that if he has not bought the child any present in a long time. There are many parents like that. In the name of punishment, they will not buy their kids. In another 5 or 10 years, they will not give them any gifts. All they will have is just to eat in the house, eat in the house, eat in the house. So there is no special thing that makes the child happy about such a parent. So now please, if a parent is in such an issue, the number one thing to do is ask other parents that has great kids, how are they doing it? If you can't get parents to ask, please look for a book that you can read about how to parent a male or parent a female. So if you're having issue with your male child, with your male teenager, read a book on how to parent a male. If you're having issue with your female child, you read a book on how to parent a girl. It becomes so easy to have that knowledge. That simply means if you can't ask other parents, read a book. Now if you can't read a book, come and listen to a program like this. It becomes so easy for you to have that knowledge as a parent. And you can even share this with other parents that might be in the same shoe or that have similar problems or with such their own children. Now, what our children go outside to do is that they go outside to go and make friends. That is how many of them become victim of friends that are cultists. They become victim of friends that lure them into issues. They become victim of friends that lure them into danger. So if such a father asks other parents and they has knowledge of how they do it, or listen to a program like this and they has knowledge of what to do, they let him get such a child a wonderful gift. Call the child, you and the child alone. Don't let your wife or any of the other siblings be there. Call him one-on-one. Let the child know how much you love him. Let such a child, in this instance we have a male, and it can be applicable to a female too. So which the mother has the stuff on that part. So now as a male child that is having that is creating such issue, you father must be the one to call the male child. Sit him down, let him know how much you love him. Let it be between you and him one-on-one. And if you think you are not that secured knowledge-wise to be able to handle him, you can call your wife. The both of you can call him and sit him down. Let the siblings not be there. And let him know. Just don't start by telling him about the bad thing he has done. Start by telling him how much you and your wife love him. How much you and your wife want the best for him in life. How much you and your wife want him to be great in life. Not for you, but for himself. So it becomes so easy for him to see that everything you are saying or you are talking about is not only for you. It's not for you as a parent, it's for him as a child. So after you have expressed all that to him, then the next thing to do is to be able to highlight out things that you expect from him. Forget about his past experience or your past experience with him. Highlight to him the things that you expect of him. one after the other.
Okay,
Oh,
sir.
I expect you to be a good child.
Okay, sir.
I expect you to do well in school.
Okay, sir.
I expect you to bring us joy and happiness.
Mm.
You know, we are looking up to you as our child, and we want to be proud of you in the future. We want to go through life and be a great person in life. So when you talk to him in that way, the word will sink deep into him, and it becomes so easy for him to get to understand what you are talking about. Now, let me give an analogy about speaking forcefully and speaking calmly to a child. Let's take an instance. You are trying to fry something, then you carry the oil and you put it on the fire, and you turn the gas high, and the fire was burning very, very high. The moment you drop whatever you want to fry inside that oil, what will happen? The whole thing will got burnt without getting done inside. Why? Because the fire around the oil is too much. But when you put your oil on the gas and you turn the gas at a normal burning state, then the gas burn the oil at a normal temperature. Whatever you put inside will gently and calmly begin to get done inside, well cooked, well fried from outside to inside. And by the time you pick that stuff up, you will see that you will enjoy what you are eating. So please, every time you are shouting on teenagers or youths, you are only passing the water, or you are only trying to pour water at the back of the cup. It does not enter them. It does not sink deep. So once in a while, you must ensure you sit them down and you calmly talk to them. If you don't calmly talk to them, you are only pouring water at the back of the cup. It does not get into them, it does not sink into them, and they will never remember what you have said. And tomorrow, they will repeat the same thing that they have just done. So you and your wife talk calmly to this young man. Let him understand he's growing and he's aging. And life will soon catch up with him. Because he will get to a level that he will need to start vending for himself. So when he understands all these things, it becomes so easy for him to run through. And that is if the parent too does not have issues in their own life. Because I've seen a case, I was supposed to handle a case one time, and in the course of the discussion with the young man, I realized that he's not willing to bend at all. So, and in the course of my time with him, I tried to look within and pray about his case, and I realized that there has been a case that was hanging around the family, and the consequence is that the old man will not enjoy the young man. So that simply means the case is that the man in the house has been cursed by someone that he will not enjoy his children. So the kids are just misbehaving. The young man is just destroying himself. So one time I had the opportunity of calling him, and I told him, do you know you are growing? Do you know your younger ones are in school now? And you are still not in school. So what are you going to do with your life? When you get to level 2, you get married. How will you take care of your wife? Because at that point in time, it becomes sober. And we were able to talk one-on-one and relate together. And I was thinking that he has gotten the message. And by the time I get to hear from him after some time, I realized that he has returned back, more words than the way it was before. So I'm like, God, how could it have been? With all the strategy, all the stuff I used to talk to the guy, I then realized there was a case on ground. Until the father submit himself for deliverance, the boy won't be delivered. We have exceptional cases like that. So if this particular one does not have any spiritual attachment or curse on the parent that is now raging on the kids, then such a child will flow with those soft words. Because I've handled a series of cases that make me see clearly that there are some, no matter how the strategy you bring out, they will never hear. They will never listen. Why? Because there is a curse raging that even the parent never want to accept that there is a curse raging over them. And it's affecting those kids. So these are exceptional cases. So if yours is not exceptional, please, like this one we have, for a young man to be physical with the father is a curse on him. Not only now, but also in the future. So another thing there is that such a child will never amount to anything in life. So it's better that the parents swallow up the pride and try to take care of him now that he's still 17 by following these steps. So once the wife and the husband get to call him, sorry, and they get to talk calmly to him, it becomes so easy for them to begin to relate on a new chapter. That is, if there is no any exceptional case of curse raging anywhere. If the father is God fearing, the mother is God fearing, and they both love God, then it becomes so easy for them to have results. But if the father is on his own, the mother is on his own, the child will be on his own. No matter what they do, he will be looking at what they are doing to live his own life. He will not be looking at what they are saying. So that's how a father that is not behaving or following the path of God cannot be able to do anything much with raising a good child. Except God just bless him with wonderful one that will be the one correcting him. But if the ones that he has around, they are like him too, it will be something else. So please follow these steps. Call the child with your wife. Talk to him calmly. Let him know how much you love him. Let him know that you don't want you want the best for him. Let him know you don't want him to end up in destruction. Let him know that you want the best for his future, and then you are proud of him. And then no matter what he's doing, that you understand that he will soon outgrow it. And so the child will accept such, and then will change it and turn around for good.
Okay, thank you so very much, Doctor. Viewers, I hope you are still with us. Parents, I hope you are there, still hearing what Doctor is trying to tell us as parents, so that we'll know the approach to take. Don't forget, like I do say, the number to reach us on is +234-8054-281604. WhatsApp only. And if you want to send your live questions, we're on Facebook. That is Seun Orebiyi on Facebook now. Dr. Seun Orebiyi on Instagram, and Gum Live TV on YouTube. Okay, sir, do you still have one or two things?
So number 5, we have looked at know them.
Okay, sir.
For you to curb youthful exuberance,
Okay,
take your time as parent to know them.
Okay, sir.
Number 2, befriend them.
Befriend them. Okay, sir.
Be their friend.
Okay, sir.
If you continue to act as parents, as boss, and you don't want to befriend them, you will lose them.
Okay.
But I pray you will not lose your kids to the devil and to the community and the streets in the name of Jesus Christ. Number 3, no negative words. Stop saying negative things to their life. Stop condemning, stop saying evil and bad things. Stop cursing them. Many parents make the mistake of cursing them because of what they are doing. Please stop it. So no negative words should be said to them again, please. And then number 4, stop condemning them. When you continue to condemn their actions, you will continue to make them to become more adamant. Because they will know, and they will always say, I know what daddy will do. I know what mommy will do. I know what daddy will say. I know what mommy will say. Because they know that you will condemn them at the end of it. So please stop condemning them. And let them know how much you love them. Let them know how much they have the right thing and the best on the inside. So that they can bring that best out and manifest that best instead of the wrong that they already manifested. Then lastly, number 5, help them on their weaknesses. Help them on their weaknesses. Now, one thing many parents don't understand is this. When a child is behaving somehow, or the way the child is relating on that weak point of his life. That behavior might be a weakness on his part. That behavior might be a weakness, in his life. So if parents now think that they are doing it voluntarily and they are just doing it, knowing what they are doing it deliberately, no. One will not be able to correct them or help them. So know fully as a parent that your children need your help. They need your help. They need your help in moral. They need your help in words. They need your help in prayer. They need your help in finance provided for them. And they also need your help to help them out of their weaknesses. Every human being has weakness. And many have weaknesses. So if one of your own is the one that has weaknesses, and you are thinking that you can just shout him or her out of that weakness, it's not possible. Because it's not something that you pick up from outside. It's something that is on the inside of him. And the question there is, what is on the inside is what determines what is attracted. And like will always attract like. So by reason of what the child has on the inside, that is a weakness, if you don't mind what you do around him or her, the child will continue to attract what he or she has on the inside. So if she has a moral, a moral weakness on the inside, she will continue to attract immoral people that they will continue in the journey of it. If she has disrespect on the inside, she will continue to attract such people that they will not have, she will not be encouraged to respect anybody, because the kind of people that he or she will be working with, they are the one that will be supporting her disrespect. So, and then now look at the child that is probably being physical with the father, because the father was trying to correct him. It becomes so easy for you to look out. You will see that most of the friends that such a child will have, they will always be in the same shoe. Because if he has a friend that is not doing that, he won't have guts to do that. So now, when you know that they have weaknesses and you are ready as a parent to help them, you'll be surprised how they will easily let go of that weakness, because you are able to come from an angle to be of help to them, not to condemn them about the weakness that they have. So it's not something that we need to see clearly, that you have to try everything possible within you to help them as a parent, because they need your help seriously. All teenagers, all youths, especially manifesting one trait or the other, they need help. Youthful exuberance needs the help of the parents around, or the community, or the society. But we live in a world whereby the society does not even help matter. So the responsibility now lies on you as a parent, lies on me as a parent, to do all within us to help our own children in the society that we find ourselves, so that they will not be victim of the society menace, and then they will be able to be helped out of their weak states, and then we can bring out the strength in them, so that they can forge ahead in the same street, in the same community, and they can be outstanding, because they know who they are, and they are willing to train on their strength and not allow their weakness to put them out of place. So it's very important for us as parents to help them out of their weakness. Every youth that are misbehaving, they need help. Now, another way you can help them is to expose them to teachings that will encourage them out of whatever weak state that they find themselves. If you do expose them to teaching, to seminar, to workshop, to youth programs that can help them out, they will be there. So in the course of helping them, one of those ways you can help them is to expose them to teachings, to seminars for youth, teachings for youth, teachings for adolescents, that will help them to know what is it that is manifesting around them. Then it becomes so easy for them to understand who they are and what is happening with them, and then they can go on with life. Let me give a story. There was a young man growing at the age of 13, 14, Normal stuff with a young boy like that is that as soon as he wake up in the morning, he will feel himself charged up as a young man. So that is the normal makeup, the build-up of a man. So, but because this young man finds himself in an environment whereby there is morning devotion, there is night devotion, the parents, are doing it, and when they go to church, they are hearing so many messages. This boy begin to feel that something is wrong with him. Anytime he wake up like that and he feel charged, he thought it was sin. He thought it was the devil that was oppressing him. He thought it was one thing or the other that was doing him. And this boy does not get the right help at the right time. And the parent only got to his room one day and they met a note. He has committed suicide. And what did he do? He wrote in the store. He said, "Daddy, I don't want to be a sinner." And the Bible says, from what they taught us in the church, that whatever part of your body that will put you to sin, cut it off. If your eyes will make it to sin, remove the eye. If your hand will make it to sin, remove the hand. So the young boy said he feels that every time he wake up, he always feels charged. And he realized that his organ, his genital, want to put him to sin. So he decided to cut it off. So on doing that, he never knew that that would be the end. So he bleeded till death in his room there. So now the question there is this: if such a child has been exposed to teachings that will make him, now, like yesterday I was sitting on Zoom with a frank talk to the youth by POMI Network. The convener is Pastor Peter. So he was charging those youth, and he was telling them that it is not a problem for you to wake up and feel charged at your age. It's normal growth. Now, if such a child is not exposed to such teachings, he will do likewise or do something contrary.
I hear you, sir.
And then if the parents are not willing to be of help to them, they will go outside to go and seek help. And what kind of help do you think they will get outside? Wrong advice, wrong counsel, that will not even take them to anywhere, that will even affect them more than they think it will help them. So these are things that we need to see clearly as far as these kids are concerned, that we need to ensure that we help them. We let them have the right information, let them have the right knowledge, so that they will not take what they are being taught and turn it upside down. They will not be the one observing themselves alone and thinking that something is wrong with them. There was a tiny girl growing up also, another story, that one was even more worse. She was growing up, and then at the age of 14, 15, they always begin to have attraction towards the opposite gender, and which is normal for them as a teenager at that age. Now, what the parents are supposed to do at that point is to call such a girl and like, come, at this point in time, you will feel this. It's normal to your growth, but don't let what you feel define your direction. Don't go in the direction of your feeling, because you don't need such at this time. Now, the girl never received any help from the parents on such discussion. The only place the girl could go to is to go to her friend. And meanwhile, the friend has nothing to offer her. So the elder brother of the friend has been telling the friend that he likes her friend. So now the sister now told her friend, when she told her, see what I'm feeling, no? See this way I'm feeling, no? I always feel like this. I always feel like this. Now the girl now advised her, come, I will help you. You know what am I going to do with you? See, my brother like you. And this my brother, when he will help you out of that state, you won't be feeling what you are feeling again.
Oh Lord.
That was how the girl was lured by the friend to go with the brother.
Oh Lord.
So now begin to take advantage of her, until after a year, she became pregnant.
Wow.
It lasted for a whole year.
Oh Lord.
So now the question there is this: if the parents has exposed that tiny girl to teachings like this, or such that we had on Sunday, that would help her to know that there is nothing bad about what she's feeling because of her age. She would not have been a victim of such a negative friend that lured her into negativity and make her introduce her to rubbish. And the elder brother of that one taking advantage of the tiny girl, and the girl thinking that is a normal thing to do when she has such a feeling. Such a parent has failed now, because the girl became pregnant. And because of pregnancy, what happened? This and that, they realized that she also has AIDS. Double wahala. And that was the end of the game. So it's very important for us as parents to know that the future of our children is in our hands. Help them. They need help. They are looking for that help outside. Please, why not make the help available to them inside? Expose them to teachings that will help them if you can't take care of them. Call counselors on their behalf and seek the face or the counsel of the counselor. Allow counselors that know what they are doing to advise you on what you can do to help your children. They need serious help. You are the one thinking that they know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. Their growth stages is manifesting several things in them that is making them to misbehave, because they can't tell you as parents all that they are going through because you are not their friend. And they will be willing to tell their friend. That's why I say befriend them. If you befriend them, you get to learn things that they are going through, know what they are going through, and the journey becomes so easy. When the mother of this girl got to know that she's been harassed for or she has given consent, because it's not harassment, she consent to it because she doesn't even know how it will end. When the mother got to know, the mother fainted.
Oh no.
Because she was thinking she's having an innocent girl around her. And she has always thought that she has done the right thing. But the day she found the girl with pregnancy and discovered she was also having AIDS, she realized she has failed as a mother. So please, in summary, know your children, especially the teenagers, adolescents, the youth. Between 14 to 25, they are youths. So if you have a kids around this range, follow these things. Know them. Try to know who they are. Number 2, befriend them. Throw away your ego. Throw away your pride as a parent. Befriend your children. Relate with them as friends. On one or two, on some, on several instances, get to know what they are going through per time. No negative words. Don't say negative words to them again, because all your negative words towards them will come to pass in their life. Stop cursing them. Number 4, stop condemning them. Many of the actions or the behavior they are manifesting, many of them don't even know what they are doing. And then lastly, number 5, help them on their weaknesses. They need serious help. This youth that we have around us need serious help. Our teenagers need serious help. Our adolescents need serious help. And God will help us. And God will guide us. And God will give us wisdom as parents to be able to parent them well, to the place of glory, to the place of knowledge, to the place of understanding. In the name of Jesus Christ. The will of God will be done in the life of our children, and the name of God will be glorified in the life of our children. In the name of Jesus Christ. We will not raise those that will be menace society, but we shall raise giants that will transform their world in the name of Jesus Christ. And the Lord will be with you and be with your family all the days of their life. And so shall it be. For in Jesus' wonderful name we pray.
Amen. Okay, Dr. Seun, thank you so very much, sir. Okay, viewers, I hope you're able to find this series educative enough. Dr. Seun has been able to enlighten parents more on how to know their kids. Okay, that will be all for now on this episode. Till we meet same time, same hour. Stay safe and stay blessed. Sit down. Okay, you ask me. If you are doing now, or if it's in London, so that. Because Manuela is not here, that's why. Are you the one, or is he the one? I should do it.